Good day, mates and matettes, and welcome back to Fishing for Icebergs. This time, even though we're on Let's Build, we're going to be doing something a little different. Today, instead of just showing you a big part of my build that I've completed, I'm actually going to be building in real time. So I've put aside a building. Oops. Sorry about that. I've put aside a building and I'm going to now build it in front of you. So let's get started. Now the building that I've chosen is just over here. As you can see, since last time I've added in a couple more foundations and a new raised section to the map. And over here we have what will be the town hall of the village. And so I'm just going to do a little bit of building on this in real time, probably about 20 minutes or so. And yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So I've sort of put this layout here, which is this main circular building with a primary strut of 7, with 3 rectangular extrusions. The entryway, and then the 2 sideways. This raised platform here also has this foundation here, which will eventually be the mayor's house. Now the first thing I got to do is I have to choose a flooring for this build. So let's just look through our options quickly. I don't want something normal, but sandstone's not an option, it wouldn't fit with the theme. Most of the stuff is too colourful. So I think I'm going to go with stone slabs. And yeah, so I'll just start with like this circular section here. Unfortunately, this is much of what my time goes into, this sort of busy work for just filling space. This isn't particularly interesting, so I'll probably just do a little bit around the edges and then move on to the actual build itself. But yeah, and the reason I'm using stone slabs is because they still have this sort of look of like tessellated rock. No, not tessellated, worked stone. So that just looks very nice, but at the same time they don't have as much detailing as, say, the stone bricks with their T's, and so it just looks a little bit more, you know, uniform, a bit more like tiles. And so basically what this room is going to be is it's going to be the council hall of the village, and that means we'll need like a raised table for the council at which they'll talk about stuff, but they'll also have to be set out for like jurisdiction, because I guess in a village like this it would also be used as the court if anything went wrong. And here there'll probably also be a bunch of books and I don't know. The building will be rather empty, probably. Lots of open space. I'm thinking a nice glass dome. God, it takes forever to place these freaking things. Now, a lot of people would probably say I should probably just edit this out, but the whole point of what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a sort of real-time build, just sort of actually show you what goes into making this series. So I figure I'll just leave this all in to give you a proper estimation of how long it takes. It's not too bad, really, doing these edges. Like, I'm only 3 minutes in so far. And for building, that's rather reasonable, especially in something of this size. But now I should probably get started. I'm just going to do the main circle section for now. So let's start that. Now, this one, unlike the rest of the buildings, I figured would have a frame of stone brick and then some sort of inlay, while all the other buildings are... Oh, okay, this is a complicated section. If I put that... Yeah, it has to be like that. Sorry, just working out my corners. Always a difficult job. And there's those... Oh no, what's happening? Uh-oh. What have I done? What have I done? Have I built my circle badly? Shit. Shit, I think the entire circle's wrong. Oh no. That goes there. Oh, I was freaking out for a second because rebuilding an entire circle is not really what I want to be doing. So yeah. Here I'm just laying out, I'm going to get rid of that downfall. Here I'm just sort of laying out where the outlay and inlay will be. Now let's look, what should be the inlay? So this building is a little fancier, so I think I'm going to use quartz mainly. What type? Go away, emerald. No, it wouldn't be stairs. So if I just have that, that'll be nice and plain. If I have like chiseled, they'll have a little bit more detail. And pillars... I don't know, I'm not really a fan of pillars. But I think I'm going to go chiseled. And yeah. And those would go along these sort of sections here, leaving just little bits of open stone brick, which will give the interior some definition, as well as the exterior, it's good framing. Yeah, I think that looks good. Well, I think that will look good. I'm just going to add another round of these things, just so that they're a little bit further away from the wall. Gives me more of an idea what it'll look like. And so basically what I'll do is I'll build up the stone and the quartz, and then I'll go about detailing and doors and everything else that is great. And yeah, lots of busy work. Lots and lots and lots of busy work. Alright, so now that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks up. And now if I... Oh no, but that's the correct circle. Should it be forward one? I never know with corners. Corners are difficult. I think I'm going to set this out one more block, because that's just how I roll, and it'll make it more uniform. And yeah, I think that'll be the height of the first story, so if I just hold this up and go across. sup, sup. So the problem with big buildings like this is that they have to be special, which is like why I'm using quartz instead of quartz with stone brick outlay, unlike what every other part of my build is. But at the same time, they have this annoying thing where they have to fit in. So they have to be different enough to stand out, but not so different that they don't fit in. It's the great oxymoron of the great buildings. Oxymoron, paradox, one of those. Good amount of busy work going on here. So I'm just humming Working Class Man to myself. I have it stuck in my head, and it's a great, great Australian classic. Gotta love that song. If you're not from Australia and you haven't heard it, I have to recommend that you look it up. Working Class Man by Jimmy Barnes. If you are from Australia and you haven't heard it, what rock have you been living under, you poor deprived soul? Getting close to done here, which will be good. Then I can start work on the actual panels. So this building I'm building quite differently to all the others in this build, and I don't mean the style because I've already mentioned that, but generally what I do is I just build the corners and then I just build the walls from there, and the roof provides like sort of the definition and walling. But in this building I actually have to build the entire framework before I can look at the rest of it. I'm just thinking that this would almost make a really nice Stonehenge building, just open like this, just have stairs going up to like a platform. But that is not the plan, so I'm going to start walling it in and work on what I'm doing. Alright. With this first panel, this is where the door, the main door, comes through. So if we take that to be the general shape, I'll probably blink a little bit more out of it, get some slabs and stairs up in this business to round off the edges. Up here, approaching this wall, it's got this massive open door, and you walk through into the council chambers. Now the door doesn't actually have to close, because if I want to do that I'll just put some redstone in this forward section, but I feel like it's got to be more open than that, so it just comes straight through. So now let's just, that'll also be what it's like on these panels to either side. Then I got to start thinking about colouring. Now white is not as neutral a colour in builds such as this as it is in the real world. While it is a very neutral colour, it can actually be used for some very nice contrasts with the sort of cooler colours. Now you see that door opens out into this square section. So like the cooler colours, that's your blues, your greens, your purples. I'm wondering if I should try using some of them as detailing on this build. So, while I'm just building this door, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just got to think about it. So if I was going to set it into the wall, now nether brick makes a really nice contrast with the quartz texture, but it is also a very dramatic contrast. Now for starters, I think I might try some of the stained clays. So if we just look at like the magenta, the purple, and probably the blue, just because these are the most purplish ones. So I'd probably do it down the sides here. So I'll do one door in each colour and see what I think. There's a lot of this when I'm building. It's like, okay, let's just try these 5 different textures, or 3 different textures as it is here, and see what that looks like. My money's on the blue stained clay. Yeah, the other two look too red, so it's going to be the blue stained clay. But I'm not so sure about having these complete lines of it. I'm going to have to look at the other sections before I can make a decision. So now I'm hitting something which is a bit of a classic problem, which is where I'm building this, but I can't really tell what it's going to look like overall. Oh, someone's being noisy. So I'm going to have to fill in these other wall sections and see what it looks like with the complete facade finished. So that's that and that. Just these 2 left. How much time have I gone for? Oh shoot, I've almost gone for 20 minutes already. I'll have to put some more time in because so far nothing has happened. Well, nothing really does happen. That's sort of how building works. There's just a lot of this, there's just a lot of block placing. So if I just come around to the front of the build and look at that lovely sunset, but I need it to be daytime so that I can actually see what the building looks like. That is too much purple. That is too much. So, but I think that the contrast is right, but it's too much having full lines. So I'm just going to have some more delicate detailing. I might have a cross line above the door and put that around the entire building. That might work better. And like, it'll just be like a circle. You know, that actually might work really nicely because, oh no, that'd be a problem. No, so they will still have to be broken by the columns, but if, say, at this height, I just took all of the quartz out of the build, and just replaced it all the way around at this level, I have just a solid blue line. Oh, bluish purple, I should say. I think this might look a lot better. Yeah, now come on, that looks a lot better. Oof. So you come up here, when the entire thing is finished and it's detailed properly, that'll look really nice. That'll look really nice approaching this building. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, for now, this is going to have to be it. I'll probably do a part 2 after I've built a little bit more of this. But if you've liked this, please press all the appropriate buttons, particularly that subscribe one. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Have a good one.